Aryan Khan has finally got bail after 26 days behind bars. But he's not out yet, as the entire order by the Bombay High Court will only be released tomorrow. So in all probabilities, Aryan Khan will walk out of jail tomorrow. The Bombay High Court also granted bail to Arbaz Merchant and Munmun Dhamicha. However, Aryan will remain in Arthur jail till the court order is out tomorrow evening. The Narcotics Bureau tried its level best to oppose Aryan's bail plea, arguing that Shah Rukh Khan's son was a regular consumer and was in constant touch with peddlers. But the High Court finally ruled in the 23-year-old's favour.
The court has granted bail to all the petitioners, Aryan Khan, Munmun and Arbaz Khan. The court has heard the case for more than 2 or 3 days and the court has granted bail just now. The detailed order will be given tomorrow and hopefully all the 3 petitioners will come out of jail either tomorrow or on Saturday.
Sir. God has blessed all of us and Aryan is a free man. He will come out soon once the bail bond is executed.
So what about the arguments with respect to the WhatsApp chats and the conspiracy?
I don't want to comment anything on the order.
By tomorrow you think that the Aryan Khan will be out?
I don't know. Once the order is out, we will let you know.
Okay, sir. It's been always a big fight with respect to, if you see that even with the Riya Chakravarti, finally the NCB's case, when it comes to the High Court, the High Court's order clarifies a lot of the conspiracy angles, 27A angles and everything.
This is the hierarchy of the judicial system and the High Court has granted us in this case as well as in Riya's case. So it appears that ultimately our prayers are heard.
आदेश आ गया है. All the 3 have been granted bail. Conditions are to be put. Tomorrow all 3 will be out. Detail order आज शाम को आ जाएगा और कल से God willing everybody out.
Across right now to
the observations and are yet to be passed, but however what happened today in the court is that the NCB gave their counter submissions against our bail applications and argument submissions. After that, those counter submissions arguments, accused number 1's lawyer stood up and he just started giving rebuttals, and thereafter there were 2 more rebuttals which were supposed to going on, including our rebuttal, but before that itself the court just allowed the application of all the 3, so we are happy.
I want to cut across to my colleague Vidya, who's joining us live with the latest updates. Vidya, will you take us through on what happened in court and till when will Aryan now be in jail?
Well, you know, Preeti, the thing is with regards to the order, because it's the order which is really of essence here until the defense, the lawyers representing Aryan, Arbaz and Munmun get the bail order, they will not be able to proceed with the procedure. You know, remember the bail order, as Justice Sambre said, he'll give a detailed order. It will be full and final order, not an operative order that some of the people were talking about. Since it will be a detailed order, it will have many citations. That's what every arguments that had been made forward in the last many days that we have seen, many hours of argument, all that has to be incorporated and then an order will be given out. It will take a while for Justice Sambre to give that, and when it comes out of Bombay High Court, then the orders will be taken to the NDPS court, where the release bond will have to be, the release order will be given. After the release order, which is basically after giving that entire cash bond, the surety, if there are any, the many conditions that will be put forth by Justice Sambre, all that has to be fulfilled before that release order will be given out by the NDPS court. That will be then taken to the Arthur Road jail, where Aryan Khan and Arbaz Merchant are there. So all that has to be done before 5:30 tomorrow, if it has to happen tomorrow. If it doesn't happen tomorrow, then it is more likely that they'll be out only by Saturday.
All right, appreciate you joining us with that. We're going to continue to come back to you for more updates. Meanwhile, let's shift focus to the other aspect of this case unfolding, and the focus of that is none else but Sameer Wankhede. The latest viewers, in a fresh blow to the NCB Zonal Director Sameer Wankhede, the Bombay High Court has rejected Sameer Wankhede's plea for a CBI probe in the extortion charges levelled against him. Wankhede sought a CBI investigation hours after Mumbai police formed a 4-member panel to probe the extortion charge levelled against the NCB officer. Wankhede was also seeking interim protection from arrest and said that he was being personally attacked. The Bombay High Court said that he will get a 3-day notice before the arrest in the case. Wankhede is accused of demanding money worth 8 crores to release Aryan Khan.
I am sorry to say that an officer, such a high-ranking officer belonging to such a reputed institution like NSC Bureau, would make such an allegation that I have no faith in Mumbai Commissionerate or in Maharashtra government. I think any ordinary citizen could make such an allegation, but a responsible officer of his stature should not have made this kind of an allegation. In any case, since he has moved the Honorable High Court, the Honorable High Court would take it up like the petition of any other citizen who is apprehensive of some coercive steps, and protection immediately is granted till the court is able to hear the merits of the case. And I am sure the same order has come, and on the next date when the matter would be heard by both sides, the merits would be known.
All right, viewers, while Aryan Khan has got bail, on the other hand, Sameer Wankhede, the heat on him. The other aspect of it all, one of the key witnesses, Kiran Gosavi, was arrested today for cheating.
The star narco bureau witness in the Aryan Khan cruise drug bust case. The controversial Kiran Gosavi, who went viral for his selfie with Aryan Khan in NCB custody and making Aryan Khan speak to someone on his phone. Arrested by the Pune police in a 2018 cheating case, but not before professing his innocence in a self-made video.
जे फोन रेकॉर्ड काढा, सगळ्या गोष्टी क्लिअर होतील. हा जे एलिगेशन्स करतो आहे प्रत्येकावर, ते सगळे एलिगेशन्स फॉल्स आहेत आणि पैसे ह्या लोकांनीच घेतलेले आहेत. त्यामध्ये सगळ्यात मेन हा आणि याचे दोघं भाऊ.
Minutes before his arrest, Gosavi spoke exclusively to India Today, defending his role as a witness in the cruise drug bust case.
When the Panchanama was there on cruise also, they called me, they asked me to read the papers and then they asked me to sign the papers.
Pune city, we had a case of 420 registers in 2018. Accordingly, the charge sheet was sent in March 2019. One of the main accused, Kiran Gosavi, was absconding since then. For last few days, Pune police was searching. Our parties went here, there and various places. And Pune police has been successful in arresting him.
Gosavi's role in the NCB's raid and full access to Aryan Khan in custody had sparked a big row, even prompting the Central Drug Probe Agency to clear the air.
Few individuals were associated as independent witnesses. I'll read out their names: Prabhakar Sahil, Kiran Gosavi, Manish Bhanushali.
Gosavi earlier rejected his bodyguard Prabhakar Sahil's 25 crore rupees extortion bid from SRK's manager Pooja Dadlani, accusing Sahil of getting paid off by Maharashtra Minister Nawab Malik.
गाड़ी में इतना ही चल रहा था कि 25 का बॉन्ड डल, लास्ट 18 में फाइनल कर, 8 अपने को वानखेड़े को देना है, 10 अपने को बांट लेना है करके.
कुछ पैसे प्रभाकर सैल को दिए गए हैं नवाब मलिक जी से. मेरे पास में फ़ोन है वो, और कुछ एक फ्लैट 2 BHK का मिलने वाला है.
But Gosavi has had a dubious past. He calls himself a private detective, but runs a company called KPG Dream Solutions, which claims to arrange job placements abroad. There are at least 2 cases in Maharashtra against him for allegedly defrauding people after promising jobs abroad.
उसने मेरे से 3 लाख रुपए दिए. उसके बाद मेरे को मलेशिया भेजा गया. जो मलेशिया भेजा गया वो भेजा गया टूरिस्ट वीज़ा पे, और मेरे को बताया गया कि वो वीज़ा कन्वर्ट करके वर्क वीज़ा दूंगा. ये हुआ, समझ गया कि ये इलीगल इमिग्रेशन है.
That is not fraud, sir. That is not confirmed ticket, but it's registered ticket. You can say as a dummy ticket. We are saying in that every travel agent is giving dummy ticket only.
Will his arrest help tie up loose ends in the superstar drug bust case, or will it leave even more unanswered questions? With Pankaj Kelkar in Pune, Bureau Report, India Today.
Meanwhile, in an altogether new twist, the Mumbai Crime Branch has moved a city court to arrest none else but the former Mumbai Police Commissioner Parambir Singh. Well, the court will be hearing the matter on Friday. The crime branch is probing an extortion case against him, dismissing cop Sachin Waze and others. Singh, who is untraceable, hasn't responded to summons. One Riaz Bhatti, a henchman of world underworld don Chota Shakil is also an accused in the case. He is absconding. Parambir Singh was shunted out as Mumbai police chief and transferred to the Home Guard after Sachin Waze's arrest in the case of an SUV with explosives was found near industrialist Mukesh Ambani's residence in South Mumbai. Parambir Singh had accused the then Home Minister Anil Deshmukh of asking Waze to extort 100 crores from hotels and bars in Mumbai every month. All right, viewers, now let's shift focus to some politics. Mamata Banerjee is going to be in Goa very soon, pretty much furthering her national ambitions. The West Bengal CM has arrived in Goa for a 3-day visit. This is Bengal Chief Minister's maiden visit to Goa, where the TMC has decided to contest the 40 seats in the upcoming assembly elections in February 2022. Meanwhile, a number of posters and hoardings put up by the TMC were vandalized in the coastal state. TMC condemned the act, claiming it reflects the BJP's intolerance. The BJP claimed the Goa unit of TMC posted a cartoon on Twitter that showed party supremo Mamata Banerjee trying to crush Prime Minister Modi. Goa Chief Minister Pramod Sawant's office claimed the tweet by the TMC was deleted immediately.
You have been seeing what is happening to all the promotional material featuring India's only woman Chief Minister. We all know this is certainly not the culture of Goa. This kind of undignified, obnoxious behavior is not only being done by the BJP, they are also proud of it.
ममता बनर्जी आ रहा है, किसके लिए आ रहा है? वेस्ट बंगाल में डेमोक्रेसी बचा नहीं. डेमोक्रेसी के आधार पर डायनास्टी पॉलिटिक्स और डायनास्टी डेमोक्रेसी के नाम बोल करके अगेंस्ट डेमोक्रेसी हो रहा है, अट्रॉसिटी हो रहा है. कुछ भी पाएगा नहीं मिलेगा, दोनों पार्टी को भी नहीं मिलेगा. सभी जानता है गोवा में फिर बीजेपी सत्ता में आएगा.
All right, viewers, let's move on and shift focus to the national capital. If COVID wasn't enough, the capital city is now in the grips of dengue. My colleague Milan reports.
These are scenes from inside Delhi's Safdarjung Hospital. Patients with families on the floor, helpless, waiting for a bed. Long lines at the emergency to get admission only adds to their woes. In Delhi's Swami Dayanand Hospital, of the 220 patients admitted, 54 are dengue patients. The hospital has even stopped emergency surgeries to accommodate dengue patients. While the government healthcare infrastructure is stretched, private hospitals in the national capital region aren't faring too well either. Noida's Kailash Hospital has converted this conference hall into a temporary ward.
Hospitals across Delhi NCR are trying their best to accommodate people because cases of dengue are on a rise, but some of them are unable to do so. Such are the arrangements that are being done at several other hospitals across the Delhi NCR region.
In case we see a trend where we see patient is getting dehydrated, or patient is vomiting and requires IV fluids, or their blood reports are not okay, then we admit them. If we find a patient whose platelet has dipped, definitely requires admission for observation.
Sudden jump in dengue cases has hit other patients. Meenu Gupta was lucky to get a bed in Max Saket. She had to undergo urgent treatment for urine infection.
सर्जरी मेरी हुई है और मेरे रिलेटिव में जो हैं उनके भी यही हुए. मैंने रिक्वेस्ट की और मेरी हालत इतनी बहुत ज़्यादा थी. पहले नीचे बरामदा में, फिर नीचे इमरजेंसी में, फिर यहाँ पे कर दिया शिफ्ट मुझे.
Doctors say the uptick in dengue cases is not the only reason for shortage of beds.
I would say
more than 50% of patients who come with fever are turning out to be dengue patients, and that's why there's a rush. There's a mix of patients, a lot of flu patients, and because the pollution levels have also spiked up, a lot of COPD, asthma patients, old patients who are on nebulizer inhalers are having some sort of exacerbation, so we're admitting them as well, pneumonia patients also.
In the month of October, 665 dengue cases were reported in Delhi. 283 cases were reported in the capital over the last week. The city has recorded a total of 1,006 dengue cases this year until October 23. The authorities assure citizens the situation is under control.
इनके लिए अब हम लोग ने अंतर विभागीय समन्वय का भी तय किया है और ठीक उसी तरह जिस तरह से हम कोविड का हम लोग ने टेस्टिंग करना, ट्रैक करना, फिर उसको ट्रीटमेंट करना, उसी तरह का हमने सिस्टम यहाँ भी बनाया है। रैपिड रिस्पांस टीम बना के उन सभी मोहल्ले में या उन गांव में जहाँ पर ये केसेस निकले हैं वहाँ पूरा सर्वे करना, फील्ड वर्कर के द्वारा घर घर समीक्षा करना।
According to data from the municipal corporation, there has only been a single dengue-related death. But the situation on ground casts doubts on government's claim.
Not a single bed will be left empty, even in this makeshift arrangement that has been done to make sure that those patients who are coming in for admissions due to dengue or other viral illnesses can be accommodated. But certainly hospitals are overwhelmed at this point of time because the cases of dengue are rising not just within the Delhi region but also in the NCR, and the healthcare infrastructure needs to be augmented so that it can support the kind of rise of cases that we are witnessing at the moment. With Parminder Sharma, this is Milan Sharma for India Today.
With that, I'm going to go into a quick commercial break. To stay with me on the other side is our fact check segment. Welcome back. You're watching a fact check segment where we bust certain claims masquerading to be facts on social media platforms and WhatsApp groups. Now, this claim, which is floating about, suggests Pakistanis celebrated T20 win over India with bombs. The image shared is from a 2013 explosion in Pakistan. Nothing to do with the current T20 match against India. With that quick fact check, time for us to go into a quick break. But you do stay with me because on the other side is To The Point.